Do you know what I like to do when I'm wearing my Ohtani jersey? Well, I like to look at some baseball cards, of course. Alright, guys, I got a whole bunch of stuff to show you. I got some stuff, some new stuff, got some gifts, and I finally got, I think I waited like a year for this. I finally got my Panini Redemption. Garrett Wilson from Illusions Football. Number 25 from 2 years ago. Nice rookie card. I got a red Shane Dinks ice cream lid. I got this Pete Pios exhibit. And I'm wondering if anybody can help me date this thing. I reached out to Scott Stukes because he is an expert on these for baseball. And this one is a postcard back. And I wanted to know if he knew anything about this. And he told me that in baseball, they made these in 1955, and they're very rare. But I don't know about football. Do any of you know? This is the first postcard one I've ever seen. But a great image of him. Fantastic receiver. I got a 1952 Luke Easter Bowman. Got a 1954 Bowman Luke Easter. I didn't have one for my set. Real close to this set. Got a fantastic Johnny Busick. I showed some of these cards not so long ago, and I realized I didn't have him. So I had to grab them. I got two 1971 O-Pee-Chees. Maury Wills. And Tom Terrific. Tom Seaver there. Got a 1963 peel-off. Needed this. Working on this set. Warren Spahn. This is the instruction back. They had instruction backs and plain backs. And I was talking to my man Sammy Thunder in Orlando. Sammy had gotten some of the 1969 Globe imports, the little playing cards. And those, we were looking into it. We were talking back and forth. So those were given out at a gas station, I guess. And I don't know if it was at the same time or a little after. They made another set of those. Those 69s that we're all familiar with are a baseball only set. But they made another set of multiple subjects. And I believe there was only one baseball player in it, and it was Babe Ruth. So I thought I would point that out. That's the regular set. And the difference from what I can see is there's no name here, and these had their name at the bottom. So, assuming if you ever find these with any subject without a name, they're from this set. Very similar. I got this X-Fractor, Larry Fitzgerald. Crazy. Got this Caitlin Clark Topps Now. Of course, I had to get the the new one that came out when she broke the points record, because this is when she got second on the points record. So now it's obsolete. I got a Wembanyama rookie card. It's already surpassed 1,000 points. Now I had some... my man sent me another care package from the Uncle Gary collection, which I showed you in the past. And I'm going to show you some highlights of it. First, he sent me this fantastic Willie Stargell. And this is actually a Willie Stargell that I wanted to upgrade. And this is sharp. Pretty much perfectly centered. Very sharp corners. Very pack fresh. And he sent me this. This is a NHL All-Star ballot. And it's from 1986. I would have been voting for my man Mario Lemieux. And a bunch of All-Star ballots starting in 1974. Several different years. These are cool. They used to hand these out at the stadiums. They would just lay them around in the stadium and you could grab them and vote. I always wondered if you could vote as many times as you wanted. I think you could. All right, he sent me a couple sport magazines with Dave Parker on them. And this one is from 1979. The year they won the World Series. And this is from 81. From the Uncle Gary collection. And he sent me this cool thing. This is a Renata Galasso catalog. Who remembers getting these when you were young? And of course they would have them in the back of magazines, all kind of ads. They made a bunch of their own sets, and it was a card store. Love having these things. Got some Superman on the back. All right. Well, let me show you my card of the day. It's my card of the day. 1981, Kent Tekulve. I think this is his best looking card. It's just classic teak there. All right, so I reholdered some cards. And I redid some displays. So took down some cards I don't get the chance to show all the time. And replaced these cards, so I'm going to show them. First, this is a fabulous card. This is 1971 Kellogg's rookie card. Joe Green. One of my favorite cards. Just a beauty. Of course, 71 are the tough ones. Here's a Jim Brown autograph card. This is number 250. Donruss Classics from 2003. Autograph. Jim Brown, man. Got a 69 Joe Namath. Always cherished this card when I was younger. Fantastic card. Reholdered some of these babies. Man, these Mag Pros, they're all used up within 20 minutes of me getting them. Got my Topps Mario Lemieux. I have an O-Pee-Chee too. And one of those other slabs. Not as nice as this. Probably my favorite running back of all time. Nice Gale Sayers autograph. Got this great Jim Brown, 61. I still remember buying this. I went to a card show in Pittsburgh, out towards the airport somewhere, with a friend of mine. And we didn't really find anything, so we stopped at a store on Liberty Avenue. They had a card store, ground level. They also had one, you go up, I can't remember if it was the Clark building. They had one on the second floor, like you had to go upstairs. That was a pretty big one. I used to love to go up there. But anyway, we stopped here, and I got this. And I just showed you guys my 1986 Michael Jordan sticker recently. And I got that. Those were the two cards I bought that day because I didn't find anything at the card show. Got this and that, and I still remember to this day getting those, and that was probably in 2002. This is a really sharp Joe Montana. I have several of these, but my other ones are in other not so nice slabs. This thing's just dead centered. Real sharp. Dead centered? I'd say so. This is like double D centered right there. And I have several of these, but this was my original one. And one of my favorite all-time Roberto Clemente cards. I just love the 73. So I thought I'd put it in one of my slabs. What is this, 63 Fleer? Believe? Jim Brown. And I got this, Albert Pujols' second year. And it's a Heritage autograph card. Just loved this card of him when it came out. Now I also, and I have something really cool here. My mom got me for my birthday. And something very sentimental here too. But I decided to slab up some of my 1972 Topps football cards. And this first one, I have a memory of where I got it too. I got this. Wow, I got this in the 90s. I think the early 90s. In Portland, Oregon. I was driving from Portland to the coast. I had to go to Portland for a convention. And I was all by myself. I was real young, and everybody at this convention was really old. It was for the Rotary International. And I was a very young member of Rotary. I was like the youngest president of a Rotary club in the United States. I think there was some dude in Mexico that was a younger than me. And so I think I was 20, 21, something like that. Anyway, I went to Portland for this convention, and so I decided to take a day trip. I was bored out of my skull. And I was going up to, there's an area called Cannon Beach and Seaside. And then if you go farther, you come to Astoria. And that's where the movie Kindergarten Cop was filmed. But just beautiful country. You just drive out there. It's like plateaus. A beautiful drive. A few hours out there. And you go on the ocean. And it's not like your normal beach. It's big boulders with splashing waves and just small little towns with like fudge shops. So about halfway there was a little house on the right, and it was a card store. So I had to stop, and I remember the cards that I got there. This was one of them, and I got a 1960 Topps Al Kaline. And this card is just, man, it is so sharp. And I got it for so cheap because it wasn't in Pittsburgh. Back in Pittsburgh, I had to pay a lot more money for this. But it's a 1972 Terry Bradshaw. And it's my favorite Terry Bradshaw card. Absolutely my favorite. And here's Dick Butkus. We lost him recently. John Unitas. Here's the John Unitas in action, which I actually like better. Pro Action. Love that card. Johnny U. 12th round pick by my Pittsburgh Steelers. Then they cut him. This guy was a beast. Was it 12th round? I forget how many rounds they had back then, but it was the last round. Bobby Bell. This is an autograph copy. He was a beast of a linebacker. Bobby Bell. And here's the passing leaders card, which is Roger Staubach's rookie card year. I always loved that card. And you got a Jim Plunkett rookie card. And he had a huge resurgence with the Raiders. That was so much fun to watch. Here's an Archie Manning rookie card. Lyle Alzado. Speaking of the Raiders, I always loved this Bob Griese card. Don't know why. It just reminds me of my youth. It's one of the first 72 football cards I ever saw, and I always loved this one too, the Pro Action. These cards were cherished back in the day. Not so many people cherish them anymore, but OJ. The juice is on the loose. And my man from Police Academy, great lineman Bubba Smith. Hightower. And Lenny Dawson. The Steelers also let him go. I don't think they were a very good judge of quarterbacks back then. Somebody sent me this. I guess it's a first day issue, I believe. I don't know much about these, but it's Jimmy Fox with the stamp. Somebody included this in one of my packages from something I bought. Cool item. All right, so this is what my mom got me for my birthday. And what this is this is a book. And it has all the Pittsburgh Pirate articles ever published in the Washington Post from the early days of baseball. And it is fascinating to read through. And it talks about when they played against Walter Johnson in the World Series in 25. Here is Honus Wagner and Ty Cobb shaking hands for the 1909 World Series. Just fascinating stuff. I mean, the whole articles, all the articles, and I guess they make these for different newspapers. I think you can get the New York Times, but this is just such a cool book. So that's fabulous. And then they gave me these. Now these were my late grandparents, my grandma and my grandfather. And my grandmother was a huge Pittsburgh Pirate fan, never missed a game, went to a lot of games. And they got these at a game they went to in 1987. And they still had them from when they passed away. And I'm so glad to get these. But these are Bill Mazeroski coins. And they were sponsored by McDonald's. I didn't know what they were. I had to look them up. And I found out they were from 1987 stadium giveaways. And they had a little set. So they went for Bill Mazeroski night. Miss my grandparents. All right. That's what I have for you. Thanks for hanging out with me.